Hey, it's Juhber. Welcome back to Fort Orange, and today we're making a park. I have a goal that I want to fill up the entire visitor's map, with interesting and cool things. So, gonna put stuff here, gonna finish the village, gonna put like a mini game district down here, gonna do some stuff around here, gonna expand the eastern Fort Orange area out all the way to the edge of the river. I want to fill up the whole map. But today, we're gonna work on the park, which is what I plan to fill the western and northwestern quadrants of our map. So no matter how we end up doing this project, it's going to require a lot of digging because I'm going to flatten this whole area out. So basically dig out all the sand all the way around at a minimum to right here. Also, I'm probably going to take down these building blocks. They were an earlier build. I've never been super happy with them, but they've just kind of been here for a while now. Before I go any farther, I feel like I should expand on what I mean by the idea of a park. First, we got to fill in this river. Then we have to flatten out the whole desert. It's going to give us a whole lot of sand, which we don't need, but we'll have anyway. Then we're going to cover the whole thing in green concrete powder, aka AstroTurf. We'll build a meandering path through our new park, make some bridges to the main base, build a perimeter wall, build the same fence that we've already had on the outside of the base around the inside, make some little cul-de-sacs along our meandering path. I've decided we're going to take over this whole area, so sorry. See you later, driving range. We have to build some sort of gate, entrance. I don't know what it's going to look like, so we'll deal with that later. This is going to be an exhibit with all the rarest mobs we can find. All the locations with T's are going to be exotic trees, and that's going to be basically a handcrafted tree with a regular trunk and leaves made out of diamond blocks, sea lanterns, anything I can think of that I think looks cool. Just like that, easy peasy, whole park's done. Because the driving range was made by GreenSteel and not by me, I don't actually think he cares where it is, but he probably cares if it still exists. So the neighborly thing to do is for the first thing for me to do before I make the park is to relocate the driving range. So that's what we're going to start with. So this first part of the video is going to be pretty time-lapse heavy because I time-lapsed that first part, and now I'm going to time-lapse me putting it back up, and then I'm probably going to time-lapse me taking all that sand down to a flat level because there's not really another interesting way to do it. Maybe I'll break it up and I'll cut in and I'll talk about some stuff, but if you like time-lapses, this is going to be awesome. If you don't like time-lapses, it's still going to be awesome because everything I do is awesome. Please don't check any of my other videos. Actually, please check all my other videos and yeah, do that instead. So now that I finished moving GreenSteel's driving range, it's time to start on the desert removal process. I'm not sure the best way to mark my progress on this from like a video standpoint. I guess I could do another time lapse, but I feel like I've already done 3 hours worth of time lapse in this video, and even though I'm going to compress it down to like probably 10 seconds or so, it's just I feel like I'm doing too much of the same thing. So instead, what I think I'm going to do is a super fast sped up time lapse of me first person doing about 30 seconds of it. So my thought process here is that you'd be able to see the map in my left hand as I dug out this entire area, and it would give a time lapse of what I was doing as I was doing it, even though my screen was moving too fast to see. However, the map moves around a lot, so it didn't work, but I think I nailed it with this next part. And then we're just going to quickly take care of this All done. No! Good news. After about 8 hours of work, we cleared the desert completely. And so now, all we have to do is the whole rest of the project. Since the last time I recorded, I spent a lot of time doing this, and this, and this, some of this. Oh, I also spent some time doing this. Which has resulted in this. And that's not even enough to finish. I know it's not enough to finish, but it's definitely enough to start. And I'm ready to start. After I do this one last awesome thing. Where's my rockets? Oh, it didn't work. Perfect. Also, there's a little ghost face that was on here, like inadvertently, and it's kind of messed up now. But maybe I'll rebuild him. I really like the little derpy ghost. Time to start building our exterior wall. I mean, how long could this really take? So I'm about 45 minutes into this wall build, and Malchow has joined and offered to help me build the wall, so that's really going to mess up as far as like timing how long it took me. But this wall is huge, and I relish any help I can get, so I'm going to take him up on the offer. So we'll see how long it takes total with 2 people starting from this point at 45 minutes. I randomly had a lot of my audio break, so here is a short montage that inadequately shows the progress of the park as I made it. I was going to try to make a little bit more progress on my park before I recorded another clip, but I had to because I grew the dumbest spruce tree ever. Like, for real, this is the dumbest. What is this? I've never seen anything. I have no words. I guess quickly, while I'm recording, I have put all the path in. I put all the tree cul-de-sacs. I placed all the stone to line the path. And I've developed the ring that's going to go around our exhibition area. Exhibition area? That's not the right term. Area for our exhibits, our mob exhibits, our rare mob exhibits. I'm doing an update solely because I ran out of green concrete powder. But we're going to do a quick flyover of the park so far. See what we got. I really like the way it's turning out. I still have a lot of detail work left, and I honestly have a lot of just bulk work left. So I still have to fill in that patch, that patch, that patch, the rest of that one, that, and that. I said that one twice. But I have to fill them in with podzol, and then I have to plant spruce trees. I really like the look we have going over there. It's going to give it a bunch of park ambiance. Let's talk about exposed lighting. I like it over here. I don't want it over there. I like how that is. I like how that is. I just need to find a way to have enough hidden lighting that mobs can't spawn in the park at all. I also need to come up with something to fill all of the empty space. So, I made a chessboard there. I'm going to make a park bench, garden, another garden, stuff like that. I want to fill in all the extra space. In summary, I've done a lot of work. I like the way it looks. I have a lot of work to go, so let's get on it. So this project mainly consists of 3 things. We're going to build our custom trees with our exotic leaves. We're going to have our rare mob exhibit, and we're going to have the park that those things live in. Now, the custom trees and the rare mob exhibit aren't going to be easy to build, but they're not going to take the amount of time and effort it took to clear out all this land, build this park, and detail it and light it up. And, oh, dropped a rocket. Excuse me. Okay. And the actual park itself, completely done. Completely light up, completely detailed. It's literally waiting for me to add the trees into each of the tree cul-de-sacs we've been calling them, because I don't have a better name for it. And to add the exhibit at the end where we're going to move all of our rare mobs. I'm super soaked. Super soaked? Like the water thing? Let's try that again. I'm super stoked about how it turned out. I really think it looks good. We're going to take a quick fly through just so I can show you guys. And you can see how it looks on the map. It looks really good. Not to toot my own horn, which I am, but I'm really happy with this. And now it's time to build some trees. Oh, and I had talked about building 2 extra bridges. One of them, right about there. I decided we didn't actually need that one. And one of them probably right there. And I might still build that one in the future, but I'm not going to build it this episode. It's taken so much time. I'm like a week, maybe over a week into this build, and I just don't care about that bridge that much. If I decide that we need it later, I will, but honestly, I don't ever walk anywhere. The bridges are all aesthetic anyway. I fly, I have elytra, I have rockets. I don't need bridges. I just think they make sense for the continuity of the base. So I built one custom tree, and it's actually the only custom tree I'm going to be building for this video. It uses magma blocks as its leaves. It's not bad. I'm not great at making custom trees. I haven't really done it that much. The only custom tree I've ever done is the one that is right here. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, was for the practice and making the custom trees. It looks actually pretty good from a distance. And mobs can't spawn on it, so that's pretty awesome. So eventually, as we go along in episodes, I'll fill in the rest of these trees. I already built several tree trunks. There are 12 trees in total. And I know that the last one is going to be composed of diamond blocks. I'm going to try to use increasingly rare materials as I go along. So gold will be somewhere in here, emerald blocks, iron blocks, stuff like that. So now that we're done with the tree portion of our park for this episode, it's time to work on our mob exhibit. And so what this is going to do is going to house all of the mobs that can spawn with enchanted armor. I want one of each kind of mob with each armor type. So the goal is long term to eventually find a fully enchanted leather, chainmail, iron, gold, and diamond skeleton, zombie, and husk. I know you can get zombie villagers, but they don't spawn. And part of the fun of this is that I want to find them in the wild. I don't want to get a zombie and then just throw him the armor. I want to find a zombie with the correct armor and then put him into my exhibit. So there should be a total of 15 mobs in this thing when it's all said and done. And I think we have plenty of space to get that done here. I haven't actually decided building materials or design or anything. I just have to fit the 15 mobs in here and, probably annotate some way what mob it is and what armor type they have. We are completely done with our park. I showed you all the other parts already. All we had left to do is make the rare mob exhibit, and it's done now. I only have one mob in there right now, and it's totally my fault. I had 3 mobs collected. I killed 2 of them in transit, and this guy, I left the roof off of his enclosure, and he caught on fire because his helmet disappeared because he took too much durability damage from being in the sun for too long. This is actually the first building I've ever made that didn't follow straight lines. I don't know if you noticed, but everything else is square, 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 square. Sphere, ignore that. Square, 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 square. My point is, this was a little bit outside of my comfort zone, which is squares. And it's not terrible. I think I like it. It's a very interesting design. It's got a contrast between the wood roof and the orange that matches the rest of the base. But yeah, I mean, that's it. It's the whole park. We'll do a quick flyover. And the only other thing I want to do is update the maps, because I haven't updated them since really early on the project. So I'm going to grab those. We'll do that. And then, well, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear. We're going to do before and an after. Last thing we're going to do is a quick flyover of the entire park so we can see it in its entirety just once. And if you enjoyed this, please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and have a good day.